Hey guys, I just wanted to talk a little bit about Supergirl. This character is such an annoying character to play against, and I'm really hoping that this character gets some changes. There's a few things that bug me about her. The first thing is she's currently infesting rank sets. You know, if you want to play like the recipe for Supergirl is either save her for like the last when you're 2-0 down or it's 2-2, and then just play her. Make sure you unplug your cable so you're on Wi-Fi and just mash. Like, you're never negative. Doesn't matter if you are negative. If you're doing back 1, 2, 3 on block, you're never negative. So you challenge them with a down one every time, hoping you go under their mid or whatever you do. You're doing neutral jumps, you're backdashing, like you're never negative. This backdash, this neutral jump, like you're never negative ever. It's so frustrating to play against. Honestly, I know, like, she gets away with it because of her kit. She gets away with it because she's got a 7 frame down too. Like, no character should have a 7. Like, I'm a massive advocate for good sort of anti-airs, but when they become mid, like when it's just a mid sort of tool, when they're highs and they just cover the air, great, great. Even then, they shouldn't low profile. Like, if you get a clean jump in, it should still be a clean jump in. It shouldn't be like Flash, where people don't know this, but Flash is down too. He's literally got no hurt box. You can be literally inside him when he goes to do it, and he's just like free, like, oh, he's down too. I don't think that's right either. There needs to be a good balance, but like, no, this should not be 7 frames. They'll do something completely randomly negative, these players, and they know what they're doing, and they will mash down to. You're trying to do some plus on block pressure, mash that down to 7 frames. Good games. Gives her a combo opportunity, gives a setup. Ridiculous. Just don't even start. Like, no anti-air needs to be more than 9-10 frames. Ridiculous. Like, it's so silly. And it should be a high. Like, all down to should be highs in my opinion, except for a couple of characters. I've been through this before. I feel like, characters like Bane and stuff, I understand, fine, have a mid down too. Characters like this, Flash, Catwoman and stuff, nah, they just use them as a bullshit defensive tool now. Like, they literally just like, oh, let me mash this, and it's like Catwoman's meter burn back 3. Just like, oh, let me mash this and see what happens. So down 2's not like the main problem. Is like, she's super easy to play. She's got crazy projectile, does pretty decent damage on chip. Can't punish her on block for it. Why not do it? She's got a teleport if you do something silly. She's got a 4 frame charge, which doesn't really do much against some characters, but against a character that can't contest or doesn't have a projectile, it's stupid. She should do it for free. Safe on block, by the way. This is safe on block as of the last patch, so she's got that going for her. You can't wake up on this bitch. So every single time this bitch knocks you down, she's gonna do an instant, a crusty instant jump normal over you, so that any wake up that you would do just completely whiffs, and there's not much you can do about it unless you've got a character that can deal with it. Brings me on to her air dash. I don't want to hear anybody talk about cheaters like jump or help or just anybody's like lunge jump ins when this character can go from like this range on the screen and do this. I'm not going to talk about far lunge because that's totally reactable and you should never get hit by it. So let's talk about the lunges from here, which are actually quite hard to anti-air. Look at Supergirl, she's bodying it free. No startup frames other than the 5 frames to jump, and it's just how fast you can input, the diagonal forward or whatever you're going to do into an overhead, and then she's, from there, what's she going to do? Is she going to do back 1? Is she going to grab you? Is she going to do down 1? World's your oyster. And the jump one, it's not really like super plus, especially if she jumps in with it. You can kind of down 1 her out of it, but if she goes into down 1, she's going to beat her. Like, but make no mistake, she's plus off of jumping. She's just going to struggle to jail her high string. So that's kind of like the basic rundown of why she's so kind of stupid and neutral. She's just look how fast she can like just get around. It's so insane. The game was made for her. Like, honestly, like every other character just pales in comparison to her mobility. She takes full advantage of everything. The stage, her strings, her projectile just being so good and versatile. It's just made for the game, and I feel like when she was first released, it spoke boundaries about her. She had low damage. Like, they knew she was good. They were like, yeah, this character, she's got a lot of stuff. But they balanced her out by making her not as good in that respect. And then the last thing is the breath, which is just silly. Like, just so silly. Like, this should not be a thing. Not meter burning it at random times, you know, staggering with the wrecker. It's like a complete guessing game. And then when she finally does do the thing on block, she can go into back one again, because she's kind of like neutral, -2, -1, and she's got one of the best mids in the game, and she's got one of the best down ones in the game, which is a combo starter, by the way. You know, you shouldn't have a low combo start like this. Flash should have, like, none of these characters should have these low combo starters. It makes no sense. It means you can't walk back against her when you're like in pressure and you're just trying to get out of there. And she's literally just gonna open you up with it. So you have to just hold down and just wait your turn. And she's just doing this like, well, hold this crap, hold this. You know, this is -4, so she's never negative with it really. Just gonna neutral jump, just gonna backdash. It's just silly. So I'm really hoping that they change things. Her air dash needs to like be totally nerfed. Just like, she just goes way too far. I'd nerf her forward dash. I'd nerf possibly just the recovery on her lasers maybe. I'd probably make them so it doesn't knock them down, and then she just gets like free, kind of like free okay if they don't tech roll. It's so silly. It's so incredibly silly. And then this, they need to make it so that either her down one, either there's like a bigger gap between down one and breath, and back up 2 breath, so people can just interrupt and then she has to hit confirm it, or they need to make back 1 into breath like full combo punish, like every time when she does the thing. I'd like it so that she could do, it'd be nice if when she did this, it was full combo punish, but if she did something like standing 3 breath, it wasn't. You know, like she had different strings where she could be safe, but there's the brain dead like mash strings, just not safe. That'd be nice. I don't know, but she's too strong as she is, like way too strong, too much damage, like too much control. I don't know what to say really. Just too good, and hopefully they fix it, because she's just everywhere right now and she's just really frustrating to play against. And hopefully you guys are having a similar experience and feel the same way. I know some people do play Supergirl. It's just how she is though. You have to look at your character and go, hang on a second, yeah, this is a bit silly. Like, that is silly. Like, every single time you're knocked down against her, she's just like, yeah, hold this. Plus, like, this is like a mind game itself. Like, this is such a silly mind game. It's like a Street Fighter thing. Because this is a combo starter, so you have to respect this. And even though she's plus, she's like plus on the wrecker as well. It's like so insane. So good. And a 7 frame down too for, you know, defensive purposes. So it's like really hard to jump on her. Like, the best counter to Supergirl at the moment is probably Supergirl. Pretty crazy. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.